Okay, today we're going to talk about the shooting that occurred on June the 10th, 2022 in rural Colorado. This was the shooting that killed a young man named Christian Glass. I'm going to start right off by saying that this is not a good shooting incident. This was not a situation where a police officer was left with no option other than to fire his weapon. As a matter of fact, this is a situation where an officer fired his weapon when I believe he should not have. And that officer is going to face very serious consequences for making that choice. It's a tragic situation all around. I feel bad for the officer who made this decision because he has ruined his life. There's also a man named Christian Glass who is no longer with us. I feel sorry for his family. Another thing about this incident that the way it strikes me as someone who analyzes police uses of force and is always looking at things happening in other places for opportunities, or at least as learning experiences for me to learn how to do my job and maybe gain some things that I can be doing, and also see some mistakes that other people are doing so that I do not make the same mistake. One of the unfortunate things about this particular interaction is that the shots fired at the end of the interaction spoiled what I believe was a very good encounter up into that point. I'm going to walk you through, or at least do my best to walk you through the entire incident. This incident, the video that I downloaded was about an hour and 10 minutes. I think I have about 14 minutes of footage that I'm going to show you from that incident, and it's going to be very heavy towards the end. But to begin this, here's what happened. Christian Glass was out driving, somehow got his car stuck on the side of the road, called 911, and the 911 call was a little strange. First, he said that his car was stuck, but then he transitioned into talking about some hallucinations that he was having, talking about skinwalkers and talking about how he narrowly avoided death. And also, while on the phone with the 911 operator, he did indicate that he had some weapons in the form of knives and hammers in the vehicle.
I'm in a vehicle. My vehicle got stuck in a really bad way. Do you know what a skinwalker is, man? They might just go by. I might be lucky. I'm going to have to kill some skinwalkers. Can you stay on the phone with me?
Are there any weapons that you're aware of?
I have a weapon on me. I will throw them out the window as soon as an officer gets here. I have 2 knives and a hammer, and a rubber mallet, I guess. That's a weapon. I'm not dangerous. I will keep my hands completely visible.
So the initial officers arrived on scene and they're approaching this guy. The best indications that they had is that this guy is probably intoxicated on some form of hallucinogen. And then when they began interacting with him, I think that kind of set the tone for how at least the first maybe 20 minutes or so of this interaction went, is that they thought they were dealing with someone who was intoxicated and saying things that just didn't make sense. They tried talking to him for a little while, and then they backed off and asked for more cars and some more assistance.
You got him for a second?
Stop. Take the keys out of the car. Take the keys out of the ignition now. Take the keys out of the ignition. Put them on the dash. Step out of the car. Step out of the car. Step out of the car.
You want the air?
Come out and talk to us.
Come on, dude. We're here to help. We're here to help. Come on, bud.
Please push me out, ram me out, and I'll follow you to a police station.
For what?
Why are we doing this?
You need to step out of the car now. Step out of the car now. That's a lawful order. Step out of the car. You'll be removed from the vehicle. Step out now. You don't need to be terrified. We're out here to try and help you and have a conversation, okay? You crashed your car.
I crashed, yeah.
Okay. What did you take tonight? Any drugs?
So I smoked, I've been, what's that?
Don't worry about it. Focus on me.
Okay, I'm so scared.
You already said you have weapons in the vehicle.
You're not communicating clearly with me, I don't understand what's going on.
Because you already said you have weapons in the car.
Okay, I'm gonna pass them out. Can I throw them
No, do not throw them out. Do not touch them. Do not reach for them. I want.
Shortly thereafter, another officer showed up from Idaho Springs. This officer was a female, and when she arrived on scene, she also tried to talk to Christian, and she took a slightly different approach than the original officers did. I believe that she had a good approach, but once again, her attempts to negotiate with him failed.
No, probably not. I mean, you could try, right? His name's Christian.
Christian?
Yep.
Hey, Christian? Will you talk to me? What can you tell me about what's going on? We're trying to help you out. Okay, I see that. I see you're being cooperative. So, you know, the best way that you can help us out is just, you know, by putting away anything that you may have on you, and then allowing us to talk to you outside of the vehicle. That would be the best situation for all of us right now. You know, I see you're doing the heart thing with your hands. Look, we love you too. We just want you to be safe. That's awesome. That's awesome. Where'd you get that?
Can you see me?
I love it.
No, but I'll get. You're good.
I love it. How about this? If we can just get you and only you to come out and talk to us, and I want to see that too. I want to see that rock too. So, so does that sound good? Does that sound good? If we can get you to come out and talk to us? Like this? Okay. Well, you know, it makes it easier if you come out and talk to me in person and you can show me your cool little heart rock. Do you think we can make that happen?
After the negotiations by the female officer failed, once again, they all stepped back and they started talking about other options about how to get him out of the vehicle. And I think this is a good part in the conversation that I should mention. If you look up news articles about this incident, they talk about some radio communication that happened between some Colorado state troopers where they were talking amongst each other, trying to determine whether or not it was necessary for law enforcement to even intervene in this situation. They were looking at it like this is just a guy who was broken down on the side of the road that didn't want to cooperate with police officers. They said he's not a danger to himself or others. There's no reason for us to be there. A lot of people in the media are taking that and making a lot bigger deal out of it than what I believe is necessary, because those troopers were not on scene. These officers are on scene. They're talking to a guy. We've got the 911 tapes with him hallucinating. We do know that he has some knives in his vehicle. If these officers were just to leave this man stranded on the side of the road and they just drove away, who's to say that the next motorist that comes by might say, hey, look, there's a stranded vehicle. I want to go out and help this guy. They go up to the door, either open the door, or Christian jumps out of the car. He's armed with knives and he's hallucinating that skinwalkers are after him. We've seen how these situations have played out in the past. We're all aware of stuff like this happening. So leaving him there in his vehicle the way he was not an option. So shortly thereafter, another officer from Georgetown Police, they called him the Georgetown Police Marshal in the article that I saw. Georgetown, from what I was able to find on the map, is about a mile long and about 400 yards wide. It's almost like if you looked at a Western, or the old Western movie sets where they had like the saloon and the hotel, the general store, and maybe a blacksmith. That's about how big this town is. And that's where this gentleman comes from. This this officer, he was a little bit older than everybody else that was on scene. And I thought he had a very good approach to talking to Christian. I'm going to put a lot of that in right here.
Is that a special rock to you? What kind of crystal is it? Is it just quartz? How old are you anyway? Christian. Hey Christian, how old are you anyway? Christian, press on your brake.
See if he's got power. Yeah.
Alright.
He's got power.
Okay. So what happens when you push the lock button?
We're ready to go.
Huh? What happens when you push the unlock button? Will it not unlock?
Who can we call to help you?
You know a number, man? I'll make a call. You want me to make a call? Let's get that done, alright? Hey Christian, what kind of number? What's the number? You don't have to be shy. If you want to find your phone, we're okay. Oh. You're not scaring me, man. I'm just worried about you.
911.
Okay, I got that number already. I got it programmed in my phone.
Might as well take it now while he's
Now?
got his butt to you.
Go, hey, we're popping. Dude, door section. Oh, this ain't working. No, it ain't. Knife in his hand? Knife in his hand. Watch crossfire, watch crossfire. You guys want to come on this side? We got two over there still.
Do we just want to pop this now?
Yeah. Let's grab a left lead.
You want Taylor or Shoddy? Yeah, I'll be right back.
Come on, buddy. Please listen to us.
Go and throw your knife in the back, Christian.
You put the knife in the back seat.
You doing okay now? You want to take a breath? Alright. You want to slow down, take a breath for us?
For the door.
Let's slow down, take a breath, alright, man? First off, throw the knife in the back seat for me. Hold your crystal. Hold your amethyst, man. I guarantee you, you're not going to lose that. That's a nice piece. It means a lot to you. Yeah. Take a deep breath with me, Christian. One deep breath. Helps a little bit, doesn't it? Alright. One more, please. One more deep breath, Christian. Alright. Okay, you know what I'm going to do for you now? Christian, I'm going to take a deep breath myself, okay? We're going to take one more. Do me a favor, take that knife, lay it in the back seat for me. Okay, so you don't make us nervous. Alright, go ahead and do that for me, would you? Go and do it, Christian. One more favor, Christian. Go ahead and just unlock the door for me. Just push it. Give it a push. I know, and I tell you what, you give it a push, you're going to feel safer. I know you don't feel safe, but just give it a push, okay? Do me a favor, throw that knife on the floor, okay?
Here, offer him your pen.
You need a better pen? You want a marker? I got a Sharpie, but it won't come off.
To your left.
Look over here, man.
Look by the window.
You want some paper? So you can write me what you want? Here you go. Christian,
You go out your window.
116 on that if you want.
No, listen to me. All right, I have to come in there to be able to talk to you, so I'm going, since you say the doors won't unlock, I have to break the window.
Ultimately probably going to just be an M1 situation.
I have to.
And that's why we slowed down.
Can I break your window?
Because on its face we have.
Push the button.
You know.
Try it one more time. Then I'll have to break the window. You don't want me to break your window, right? I don't want to break your window. But if you push the button one more time, we might not have to. Okay? What about if you pull the handle twice?
So as you can see, he did what I believe was a very good job. He tried multiple tactics. They talked about getting Christian some food, something to drink. He kept offering him a cigarette, trying to get him to smoke, trying to get him to calm down. Also did some breathing techniques. Tried to get Christian to understand that they were all in this together. He also tried several different ways to kind of trick Christian into opening that door, offering him a notepad, offering him a pen. These were all things that he was hoping Christian would, without thinking, unlock the door and stick a hand out or something so that they could get in and pull him out of the car. Unfortunately, Christian didn't fall for any of these tactics, and then eventually the decision was made that they were going to have to break his window and do something to force the issue to get him out of the car. Up until the point where they broke the window, I don't have a problem with anything that they did. Even breaking the window at the time that they did, I don't have a problem with it. The problem is once they broke the window, they made a series of bad decisions, and particularly the officer who broke the window and then also fired the shots made a series of bad decisions and bad reads. The first thing that happened is when they did smash the window, there was a lot of yelling and screaming going on. I would like to kind of compare this to a bathtub that's full of water. Christian is sitting in his car and he's in that bathtub and he hasn't moved for a while. The water level it's like a mirror. When you smash that window, it's like you're dropping a cinder block from 10 feet above into the water. There's a giant splash, and then you're going to have waves and water splashing out of the vehicle. You want to get that water to be back nice and smooth before you try interacting with Christian again. But what they did is they got the water is crashing, and Christian is in the car screaming. Then they start screaming at him, and then they start applying different levels of force. The first thing that they tried to do is a beanbag shotgun. In the video, you can't exactly see where the rounds were hitting. I'm blurring that part out of the video just to make YouTube happy. After that, they tried to use a taser. I have watched the video a few times. I believe they're using an X2 taser that allows you to fire 2 cartridges at once. The officer or the deputy fires the first cartridge and determined he didn't get a good hit. So then he fired the second cartridge in very rapid succession. It's also possible that both cartridges and all 4 probes all fired at the same time because he was hoping that he could at least get enough contact to get enough current through Christian's body that they would be able to effectively enter the car. If you listen to the way the taser's cycling, you can tell that he didn't get a good hit, didn't have a connection. There was no communication between the probes, so it was not effective. The thing that happens next is Christian is in the vehicle. He's got the knife and he starts lashing out. At that point, one of the deputies starts firing through the windshield into Christian's vehicle, striking him.
Just the 2 rocks in his hand so far.
116 will be forcing at you.
Got the knife. Drop
Knife.
it, buddy. Hey,
Watch out.
hey,
Watch
hey,
crossfire. Watch crossfire.
Trooper on me. On me. On me. Drop that knife. Drop the fucking knife!
Please drop the knife,
Does
Christian.
not have the knife.
It's in his fucking hand, Chief.
Okay. Taser from over there. Christian, right here. Look at this.
Bill, and you still got beanbag?
Yep.
Get that knife out of his fucking hand.
Get that. Reach in.
Impact, impact, impact!
He's not dropping it. Drop the knife, Christian! Drop the knife!
Reach in and get the...
Take him. Take him in the back. Don't do it, Christian! Don't do it! Drop the knife! Drop the knife! Drop that knife! Someone tase his ass. Someone tase him. Still got it. He still got it. I'm gonna kill. Grab the knife, Christian!
If you do not stop, you can save yourself. You can still save yourself. Come on, Jimmy. Christian, come on, Jimmy.
Drop the knife!
Please drop the knife!
Come on. Come on.
Randy, you got that door held shut?
The moment the deputy decided to fire his weapon, Christian had turned towards the driver's side door that was being held shut by the officer from Georgetown Police. That door was shut and the window was up. Christian did not pose a threat to the officer that was outside of that door. The deputy, his adrenaline was so high and his emotions were so high and he was so caught up in the moment that he made a very poor decision in that moment and fired his weapon, eventually killing Christian Glass. I don't really know what else to say about this incident other than it's an absolute tragedy that could have been avoided. I mentioned before that up until the moment that the officers busted his window, and even busting the window, I don't have a problem with what they did. It's after they broke the window, you still need to remember that we need to slow this stuff down. We need to work deliberately to end these things peacefully, and you can't get ahead of yourself. And getting ahead of himself is what this deputy did. He completely forgot that the other door was closed and the other window was broken and that the people on the other side of the vehicle were safe. That deputy's mistake cost a young man his life. And it's effectively cost that deputy his life as well.